Hey guys, welcome back to Coin Knowledge. So today we're going to be taking a look back into the Sidus Heroes ecosystem. An ecosystem we've covered a lot on this channel. We'll look at some of the recent updates that they put out in regards to their SidusPad, which is the Launchpad within the Sidus Heroes ecosystem to help give more utility to both their ecosystem native tokens, the Sidus and the Senate token. So if you guys are a fan of crypto gaming and updates like this that we bring to your attention, consider subscribing to the channel and liking the videos. Your support means everything. So first off, as we usually do, I'll give you a quick synopsis on what Sidus Heroes is all about. Sidus Heroes is a gaming ecosystem, kind of a hub. They have, let's see here, about 20 games in their umbrella, in their ecosystem. So it's not just one game. They already have a couple mobile games you can actually download, like the Zena game. You can actually download it and play it right now. Obviously, they have more going on as well. But again, just want to touch base on the fact that it is more than one individual game. I think a lot of people kind of overlook the fact that, they think that Sidus Heroes is just launching their one metaverse game or Zena. It actually is multiple games underneath their umbrella. They do have like an ebook out, and they have two tokens within this economy. So it is Sidus and Senate. The Sidus being more of the in-game currency token, and Senate being the governance DAO voting token. So we can look here at both of them. We'll take a look here in a little bit at their market caps or price a little bit more in depth. So, we saw earlier this year that Sidus Heroes came out with their Sidus Pad. Obviously, people used their Senate governance tokens to vote yes whenever they did that vote at the end of 2023. So it passed, obviously. And here recently, they actually put out two updates, one being the allocation and tier benefits for their Sidus Pad. So how you can actually get involved with the Sidus Pad is that whenever they unlock the staking, again, they're going to have these different tiers from Amethyst to Diamond with minimum from 10K Sidus, not Senate, Sidus token, all the way up to 2 million, so you can secure your spot for guaranteed allocations. Staking pools are about to be launched. Get your Sidus stash ready on, they say. So if we blow this up here, again, we can see here that it goes from Amethyst, Topaz, Sapphire, Ruby, Emerald, and Diamond. Obviously, you can see a couple things here. So all tiers give you guaranteed IDO participation. So what this is essentially is that, if you're familiar with something like Seedify, as far as like a Launchpad, what the IDO gives you participation on is that if a project is going to launch on the SidusPad, you can actually get in by staking your Sidus tokens. You can actually get in early on those projects and buy their tokens at a discounted price, as an early investor price, before they hit the open market. Usually, again, Launchpads can go either way, but usually if you get in early, you're going to be sitting pretty compared to someone buying it on launch day. So again, if we look here at the guaranteed participation, all tiers get 100% guaranteed participation. All tiers get 100% refund eligibility during the grace period. I don't think they have announced how long the grace period is, but it's good to see that they have the refund eligibility. I know a few launchpads do it, Seedify being the major one, so I think investors are going to love seeing that. Allocation increase proportionally to Sidus stake. Obviously that is across all tiers. Also, referral program, exclusive events. Again, all tiers get the same benefits besides the exclusive events. You get that from Ruby, Emerald, and Diamond. But the fact that you get guaranteed allocation, you get that refund policy, and the allocation increase proportionally to Sidus stake. So I think what that means is that if you have, let's say, 20,000 Sidus stake, but you still fall in that Amethyst tier, you're gonna get more allocation than somebody who would only do the bare minimum 10,000, is what I imagine is what that means. But again here, nonetheless, it's a great way to get involved. Now, obviously, the biggest thing here is who's going to be launching on the Sidus Pad. They've not announced that yet. I'll keep you updated whenever we find out. But let's keep a look at these numbers: 10K, 30K, 100K, and all the way up to 2 million. And obviously, the more you stake, the more allocation you get on the pre-sales. So if you look at Sidus, obviously, we can look at where it stands right now. It's been kind of on a pump recently, I think, due to maybe some of the SidusPad news. It's sitting at about a $66 million market cap. Now, I think that the SidusPad brings, arguably one of the most impactful utilities for the Sidus token, to my opinion, especially if you're not getting involved in the games personally. You're looking at it as looking at the Sidus token as like an investment standpoint. I think this gives the best utility to the Sidus token, as how I view it. But even at $66 million market cap, Now, if you can look at it as not only as a in-game, economy token, but as a Launchpad token, I think it's actually very interesting. And I think that if we're looking at it from that aspect, again, depending on who launches on the SidusPad, we could see Sidus, kind of get a little bit more value or appreciation here over time. Again, it really determines on who's going to be launching on there. But if we look here, what 10K means for that bottom tier, if I can type, we're looking at about $70, which isn't a lot of money to get into a pre-sale. I mean, granted, who knows what your allocation is going to be? If it's going to be $10, $100, I mean, that's not a lot to get involved with. Now, if you were to go up to something like 2 million, then you'd be looking at, just want to make sure I got that right, at about $14,000, which still, if that gives you the biggest allocation, now obviously we don't know what the allocations are. Again, we don't know what the projects are, but still, it is a lot of money, yes. But when you compare it to a max allocation tier of something like Seedify, it's not a crazy amount of money. Now, having said that, I think a lot of people might fall in the sweet spot of Sapphire or Ruby. So at 100K, obviously we can look here and show us, that's $700, and then you could just times that by 4 at about $2,800 for the next tier up from that for that 400K. I think the 100K might be a good sweet spot, but again, we're gonna stick with it. We're gonna see who launches on this thing. They also did put out for the SidusPad launch to also add utility to the Senate token. Senate holders will get to play a role in the DAO voting for the Launchpad. Now, what this means is that all Senate holders are going to be able to vote on projects that come into the pad or not into the pad. Now, I imagine that unless the project is garbage, I would imagine a lot of the projects are going to get, passed forward through, voted on. But, time will tell. But again, it adds utility to both tokens. But the SidusPad, I think, was a smart move on Sidus Heroes, especially when we look at the Senate token being only at a $17 million market cap. It's obviously sitting below the Sidus token. I don't think people really know much more about the Senate token as they would the Sidus token. I think Sidus is a little bit more on people's faces. And when we're looking at the SidusPad addition to the ecosystem, I actually think it does favor utility for the Sidus token, especially if you're looking at it, again, as a pure investment standpoint. I think it makes more sense to hold the Sidus token than the Senate token. But again, if it wasn't for the SidusPad, I would be favoring the governance token, Senate token instead. But again, not financial advice. Full disclosure, I hold both, but I'm a big fan of Sidus Heroes. I talk about them a lot on this channel. You can find videos on them. I'm very bullish on them, especially the Senate token only being at a $17 million market cap. I think it's very undervalued, and I think both tokens within their ecosystem have room to run. Again, just my opinion, just what's going on for Sidus Heroes recently with their SidusPad. Wanted to bring it to your attention because we cover it a lot here on this channel, and I'll keep you updated as SidusPad puts out more information. But I think having the tier benefits and the allocations, I was expecting it to be more tokens for that bottom tier, but again, we're going to wait. We're going to see who launches on SidusPad, what allocations you get. I'm hopefully going to try to get involved with some of them myself, but we'll see here. I'll let you guys know how that goes. If you guys are a fan of Sidus Heroes or you got value out of this video, consider liking the video, commenting, subscribing, hit the notification bell, and share the video. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. All right, see you guys.